A very good morning, Dutch bike blogger here, on my way to work for another late shift today. Well, it's 17 degrees or so, 16, 17 degrees, but it's nice weather, it's dry, a little bit wind, but we will manage. In yesterday's video, when I was nearly home, I informed you that my pedal went out of line and was bent. Well, that is still the case, but it's far worse than expected. Wait for some cars. My pedal is not only just bent, but the crank has a crack in it. Yes, you heard that right, a crack. And yes, I'm still driving on it because, well, it's a little crack, but it has to be repaired. I will insert now some footage I made this morning. Hopefully I can explain in that a little bit more what's going on. So watch the footage please now. I want to show you something. I got trouble with my pedal last evening. Well, there is something wrong, but you can see this pen. I'm pointing at a hopefully visible for you crack in my crank. There's a crack in there, it's this way, and it's, well, partially cracked. I've been to the bike repair shop this morning and it's not repairable anymore. It is okay to drive on it for the next few days until next Saturday when I can repair it. It's now a Wednesday morning and it's gonna cost money, although it's a material issue failure. It's been 1 year ago, so no guarantees anymore, and I have to pay for it. But there is a little bit of a problem here, and that's why the crank here is not okay anymore. It's out of focus, out of line. It's actually slightly this way. I'm exaggerating, but it's like this, and that's why the pedal is, well, bent the wrong way. We'll have to deal with it for the next few days. Well, as you could have seen by my great filming skills, there was a pen in the view, and I explained in that part what was going on. Hopefully the crack is visible, and otherwise, well, not so much, and you have to do with my explanation about it. What will be done? Well, it has to be fixed. Cannot rely on this piece of, well, equipment anymore. And well, it's a Wednesday morning, but I only could be repaired on Saturday, so the next day, so I have to manage a few days with, well, what it is now a partially cracked crank. don't have to put a big load on there. Just keep it, well, really, really easy. And when I have to push, I, well, rather have to push with my left. So that's a little bit of adjustment and adapting. Well, what's going to be done on Saturday, there will be a set of new cranks on there, left and right. But to get the right one on is where the cogwheel is on, the front cogwheel. It has to be removed, the chain guard has to be removed. That'd be a big job. I am not able to do that myself, otherwise I would have done, but I'm not that skilled, I don't have the tools to do that, so well, what the bike mechanic is going to do is put a better quality set of cranks on there. I may hope so, because this one is, well, rubbish. This is the second time this happened to me. I will also provide you with a link on a video that the first time it happened. Then it got bent into shape again by the bike mechanic, for free by the way, but also nothing he can do about. He is, well, relying on his materials he orders. Nothing to do with how he put it on there. Just a weak piece of material, I think. Well, what he is going to do is to only pay me for the difference of the more expensive cranks he's going to put on there, so don't have to buy new cranks, just the difference. So let's see, the old ones that are on now are 15 euros, new ones are maybe 20, well then I have to pay 5 euros, and of course there are costs to install it. I cannot expect him to install it for free, especially not when it's over a year ago it was fitted. And also I asked him while the bike was there on Saturday to put on new tires. Well, the front is a little bit the problem, so he will change that for better quality and he will fix it for me. The rear tire I asked also, but he's very honest and said to me, well, that's not necessary. There are some cracks in the sides of the tire. It's always the case with these new tires. You have to put them on high pressure, or keep them on pressure, not high pressure, but keep them on pressure. And if you don't, there sometimes are going to be cracks. But in Holland we call it Droogtescheuren. So maybe, well, I have to grease up my tires or something. I'm not sure what helps. I will have to look at the internet for that. When I get an answer how to protect your tires, maybe with talcum powder, I don't know, I will inform you. See link in description, or see description box if I succeeded, and if I remember to myself, maybe I can make a note in the video if I found something. But that's a bit of a disappointment. Not that the back wheel is okay, but that the crank is cracked. It's not something you expect from a bike. New materials. And then to come to think of that, when I rode from Groningen to Amsterdam and up to Groningen, that I actually stood on the pedals to release my backside a little. Maybe that didn't help, but on the other hand, you should be able to stand on some pedals. It should not be a problem. well, let's keep it on material failure, and it's also in a bend, so the weakest point it gave way. Actually rides quite okay at the moment, a little bit, well, crooked, but I'm gonna feel that very much, but it's not okay. I can feel that pedal twisting under my feet, my right feet that is. But like I said, I'm not willing to continue for a long time with it. Safety number one. And I actually do have a spare bike, but I asked him several times, the bike repair man from Bus bike shop, is it okay to drive with it? Is it safe to drive with it? And he said to me, well, it's okay, but you don't have to stand on it and push very hard, so I'm not going to put any weight on there and not stand on the pedals or brake very hard or whatnot. And I will try when I go from a standing point, I will try to start the bike with on the left with the left pedal. That's when the most power is applied to the pedal. So what I also like to do is get my old parts when he changes the parts. But I'm going to take the old parts with me. Maybe I can show you a little better what happened. Only problem is my camera doesn't focus that good, so. But I will ask. By the way, I got an estimate for the price I have to pay for this repair, including the front tire and fixing it and fixing the cranks, 59 euros. Well, cranks couldn't be that expensive, but labor is 25 euros and a bike tire is 25, so all in all, well, not a bad price. Also, of course, I can fit a bike tire myself for the front, it's easy. But while the bike is there, let's repair it. Maybe the best thing to do, have a new front tire, don't worry about it. Profile is getting less, cracks in the side, and also, well, there was a little gash in the surface at where the bike is, or the tire is rolling on the street, so not a good thing. So the bike tire is actually, well, at the end of its life. I think it's been on there for a while. Back tire is, well, 2 years old, I think. But that's still okay. At least it's not necessary to repair it right away or fix it. Lucky thing, by the way, when I bring it Saturday to the bike shop, I can also take it away on the Saturday, so I will have it before the Sunday and also before next Monday. So a few trips with it today, this one, then the one I'm going to go home, and then tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, and hopefully everything is still in one piece and I have driven safely around. If not, and the crank falls off, I will have a problem, because then I'm not able to ride my bike anymore. I have to get my spare bike, not the best bike by the way. We'll have to see about it. I'm actually not happy that the crank cracked. It should not crack. It should be way more strong. I think that is a production error. It's to do with hardening and not sure what it's, how it's made. Probably a drop forged piece of equipment. What they do, they heat a piece of metal red hot, and then we'll put it under the press, a big 20 or 40 or 50 ton press, and it will press down in a mold with one big bang, and then you have a drop forged piece of material. Well, when there is some slack in there and things that are not okay in the metal, in Holland we call it slak and insluitingen, then it will not be strong. Of course, when you drop force something, you have to harden it, otherwise, well, it will not be very strong. So maybe that's a little bit of a issue. And actually the part where it did crack is the weakest point. It's in the bend. I do have to say that's the pedal I'm putting the most pressure on, because well, when you are standing still and you are going to get moving, that's the pedal you push down. Not so much the left one, so the left one is probably the same shit, but I'm not using that as heavily. But it's a first for me that a crank cracked on me. Many problems with a bike, but not that one. And an axle broken. The crank axle actually. That's why this piece was replaced. New axle in there, new everything, gubbins and wheels and bearings, and two cranks. And quite early when I got the new crank, it was already bent. Try to have to find a video, but I will provide a link in there in the description box. And be careful the next few days driving around on my bike and trying not to get things broken. That also means I probably not go for a longer ride the next few days, because well, I will get myself into trouble. Not so much not a problem that it fails, but I can keep upright, but the problem is that when I'm far from home I have to walk back. Because I have spare things with me, another spare crank. And if I had, I wouldn't have been able to fit it, so well, a bit of a problem. Well, almost arrived at work. Thank you very much for driving with me and hearing me talk about this problem. And many people would say, wow, just buy a new bike. Nope. I have the money for it, it's not a problem, but second-hand that is, but I just like driving my 1963 Gazelle until it finally cracks on me. It means the frame. Well, thanks for watching. Please like the video. Subscribe to my channel, it's for free. If you like the comment, please do so. Check the description box. And I will see you next time. Have a great day and try to be safe out there. I will try it.